Hey everyone, and welcome to CTV. My name is Sierra Artemis, and I am your host. Guys, do me a favor and go ahead and follow me on social media. That's Sierra Artemis TV on Facebook. That's I am Sierra Artemis on Instagram, Sierra Artemis on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and turn those notifications on. The Sierra Artemis on TV, and you guys can check out my website, the sierraartemis.com. There you can check out past episodes and information on upcoming episodes. And you can also check out some old work of mine and some new work as well, guys. The purpose of CTV is to highlight minority businesses, creatives, and entrepreneurs in hopes to inspire people like you on the other side of the screen to go out and chase your goals and dreams. We also want to bring attention to organizations and organizers of community initiatives and nonprofits. We see you guys. I just want people to know how you can support all of these wonderful people, and you can do so by this list. I have some receipts, guys. So let's take a look at this receipt. A shout out is free. To follow someone on social media is free. Telling someone about a business is free. Engaging with their post is free. Sharing their content, reposting anything that's free, guys, for the grand total of free. So at this point, if you are not sharing or posting, you are just making excuses because you don't always have to spend money to support a business. I mean, it's great. It helps, but that's just an excuse. All right, guys. So my guest today is another business based out of Columbia, South Carolina. Allow me to introduce to you the owner of the Groove Smoothie Juice Bar, rather. And that's Darius Johnson. Hey, Darius, how are you?
How we doing, Sierra? How we doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, ma'am. Pleasure to talk to you this evening. Heard a lot of great things about you. And if I recall correctly, I saw you at Bible Way.
Probably, most likely, yes.
Used to go to Bible Way before COVID and all that stuff. Yeah, so your voice definitely sticks out. I remember hearing.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the Groove, the juice smoothie. I flip them around. The Smoothie Juice Bar.
Smoothie Juice Bar. Yeah.
Smoothie Juice Bar. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. So how did we get into the juice business? Is this something that you did at home, or to entertain your guests? How did we get started with this?
I really gotta be honest. I grew up in an entrepreneurial environment as a kid. My first job was working for a guy. He owns a meat shop in Bamberg, South Carolina, which is my hometown.
Okay.
And there was always something I always saw. It was in me. It was instilled in me at a young age. I used to make about $5 an hour, but I was just a dish boy, And so that's where the spirit comes from, for sure. I grew up as a delivery boy, listening to I used to deliver the newspaper growing up, but I listened to a lot of 70s music, 80s music, 90s music, 2000s, but really 70s and 80s. I grew up in an old school environment, so everything we offer here is musically themed, from my favorite artists as it relates to Anita Baker. It's a long list. Anita Baker, Teddy Pendergrass, Michael Jackson, like Prince, all those artists, Gregory Abbott, artists that I grew up on, and that's just been a part of my culture. So I like to believe that I kind of telling a life story through something I really enjoy doing. Smoothies came from me just being, health oriented. When I first came off of deployment, before I went on deployment, I kind of started taking my health serious. And there was this juice bar down in Sumter, South Carolina. Johnny's right near the Y down there. And I remember going there one day, had a really good smoothie, and I was like, I can open one of these. And during my time at McIntyre Air Base, I've been there. I think I was working there about the last 5-6 years. Just recently walked away from that so I can, explore my,
Focus on this.
yeah, definitely can focus on my business. And it was just a thing that I would just drive from there, and I drive all the way up Tropical Smoothie. And by the time I got done getting my smoothie, man, my lunch break was over with. So I was like, man, I gotta we need something right here in the middle, between there and there. It's about 25-minute ride, coming out of Eastover, South Carolina. So it was always something that I saw the need for here in this particular area, really in the entire Midlands, but definitely in the southeast area of Columbia, South Carolina. So it's something I always wanted to do. Really started putting it together late deployment back in 2015. It was always something I really saw myself doing. The music aspect just kind of came like, what could I do to get people to come into this store of all backgrounds, of all, ages. And we all know that older people, 40 and up, they love old school music. I can't think of that many people that don't like old school music. They can't relate to old school music. And the millennial crowd, us, we like smoothies. So that's how I decided to mesh those together. It was one of my marketing skills, marketing techniques that I came up with early in the game. And it's just something that I really want to do. I want to push health and wellness in the Midlands, and I want to, bring people together. Music brings everybody together, and that's always been it's been a thing for me. And it's brought me through a lot of rough phases of my life. I can't think of a lot of people that don't love music,
Right,
So
right.
it's been very helpful, very pivotal in my personal growth. And I just always love it. I think I definitely would say Gregory Abbott, Shake You Down. Everything you see up there on the menu, it's part of my life and part of where I come from, for
So
sure.
let's get into that. So you've answered a lot of the questions that I wanted to ask. So that's great. That's great. So I'm just gonna brush up on them just to be sure. So the Groove, basically the name is inspired by, your love of music and wanting to tie in to bridge a generational gap rather. So let's talk a little bit more about those flavors that you have. So what are their names? I know you mentioned some of them. So let's give me some of them, just a few more.
Sweet Love, it's inspired by Anita Baker. Midnight.
What's in that?
That one has strawberries, almonds, mangoes, and almond milk, mangoes, and I think that's it. Oh, bananas. I'm sorry. So that's the Sweet Love. Strawberries, mangoes, bananas, and almond milk. Midnight Train to Georgia has peaches, it has strawberries, and it has bananas. It's a peach inspired smoothie.
Right.
Gladys Knight and the Pips. I know might know a little something about that. And we offer a couple cold press products where we actually juice the actual vegetables.
Okay.
Love TKO. Teddy Pendergrass. I Feel Good All Over. That is Stephanie Mills. And I love her music. I always did as a kid. So that's generally what it is. Those are a couple of my top sellers. The very first smoothie that I came up with while I was putting this together, I was really going through a really rough period in my life, and I was just up listening to music, and I was just really all I listened to. I was listening to Juicy Fruit, and I was like, hold on, and I started writing down
Right.
ideas, and it just started coming to me, and I was like, I'm going somewhere with this, and they just started pouring in, and I just started just jotting some of my favorite music names, like the song names. I started just jotting those names down, and it started coming really easy to me. Yep.
Okay.
So those are a couple of top sellers: Smooth Operator, Sade. It's like I got a whole list of them. We really can
We can
talk
go all day. And
Encore,
right.
Shine. Yep.
Right. And guys, if you want to check out some more of those flavors, you can also go to the website. That's the Groove Smoothie Juice Bar. I always do that. .com. And I'll post that shortly. I'll have that on there. And you said that you are on Garner's Ferry, correct? You're right off Garner's Ferry in front of the Walmart there. And what are your hours? What are your hours?
Monday through Friday, 7 to 7. Monday through Friday. And Saturday is 10 to 5. Sunday we're closed. And, like I said, I don't believe in doing a whole lot on the Lord's Day.
Right.
That's my rest day. I don't like to do,
Amen.
and I don't like for my employees to do anything on the Lord's Day. That's a rest day for all of us to kind of reset and get ready for the week.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
I know that you mentioned earlier that you were a veteran. So other than the military, did you do any other businesses? I know you said you worked for the guy that had that meat shop.
So outside of the military, I do have a catering business,
Okay.
Noel's Catering. That is my daughter's middle name, Noel.
Oh,
Layla Johnson, Layla Noel Johnson. That's her middle name. And I literally travel the world, travel the country. I cook for a lot of people. I've cooked for celebrities. I've done Black History programs where we go out and we cook and we do a lot of cultural food at different museums. I did that. I did that up in the University of Cincinnati. Traveled as far as New York, all the way out to Texas to cook for people. Early this year, I went to Montana. It was really nice, and got a chance to travel to Minnesota too. And that's what I do. I travel the world, and I love to cook for people. I've gone abroad to cook for people as well. So that's my passion, and that's really kind of my bread and butter that put this together.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to utilize you for that too, because I didn't know that. I knew I
Yeah.
saw you, and I was like, "Well, what does he do that for? Is it for the?" Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess you came up with some of the menu items as well, because I saw that you don't just sell juices, in smoothies. You actually offer like some sandwiches as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. I just recently dived into that maybe about 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago. It's something I always wanted to do. It was just a timing thing, and just trying to get past that COVID shift. And
Right,
it was just either do it or you ain't gonna do it, DJ. And
right.
that's what I kind of just came up with. So of course, those are musically themed as well.
Hmm.
Love's Train, Body and Soul. Love's Train is I can't think of the top of my head. It's cool.
It's okay.
Love's Train, Body and Soul. Man, I got some stuff. Secret Lovers, The Secret Garden. It's a couple of my favorite songs that I put behind those, and one in particular, it has grilled chicken. It has bacon. I love bacon, and I always put it in I get like a smoked cheddar, tomatoes, and a spicy ranch, and this is probably
Oh
one of
wow, that sounds
the
good.
best sandwiches you can get on a flatbread. You can get it in chicken wrap. You can get it on a sandwich. However you want to do it. You can make it into a salad if you
Do y'all
like.
have Uber Eats? Because I'm like, I'm hungry now. I'm just kidding.
I do have DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
so,
So
so
let
that's pretty much it with the food. Just we still walking into it, still iron out some kinks, the things that I really want to try to perfect that, perfect everything, and really give every customer an experience. I really want to do that for sure.
That's awesome. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna kind of backtrack a little bit and ask you about the business aspect. Do you have a partner or do you work alone?
I work alone.
You work alone? Okay, for both businesses.
Yep. I work
Okay,
alone.
awesome. Awesome.
I have employees here. I have about 3 or 4 employees now. A couple kids just went back to college just this past weekend, so I lost a couple faces. And as far as my catering business, I have a team that I work with that sometimes they travel with me, but some the local things that I do. They typically with me. 2 of my favorite best friends, they work with me, and they complement each other really well in the kitchen for sure.
Okay. Awesome. So now that you've been open it's been a year or two since you
It's November make 2 years. November
okay.
this year make 2 years.
Awesome. So would you consider opening a second location? Are you okay with this for now?
Honestly speaking, God willing, early 22, spring 2022, definitely looking to open another location. And I really just want to push the health and wellness. I want to, definitely motivate some young kids, young, aspiring entrepreneurs to step out on it. Don't think about it. Put together a plan, and
Mm-hmm.
let the good man order your steps, for sure. So that's definitely one of my next move right now. I'm here right now, just trying to iron out those kinks, iron out those, just we got really in the fine tuning stage right now. Just trying to make sure I'm ready for that before I hop into it. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
I got you. I got you. So, guys, if you're just tuning in, I am here with Darius Johnson. He's the owner of the Groove Smoothie Juice Bar. I promise you, I'm gonna have that before the end of the show. The Groove, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a mouthful, and so is the food and the drinks. So that's good. So the Groove Smoothie Juice Bar. All right, boom. It's located in Columbia, South Carolina, right off of Garners Ferry Road. We just talked about the hours. We talked about, what inspired Darius to get into this field. He said he already had a catering business prior to this. We talked about the musically themed food and drinks there. And we talked a little bit about the hours as well. We said 7 to 7 most days. Most days closed on Sundays. Praise the Lord. We got to have that time for God. We talked a little bit about his life prior to getting into the juice business. So do you do any events with your business outside of the actual storefront?
I haven't stepped outside of it yet. I've done a couple of fitness events, smaller size events, but that's pretty much it so far. Excuse me.
No, you're okay.
That's pretty much it so far. I haven't done anything big. And a lot of it's just due to COVID, just still trying to get around this whole COVID thing that all of us small business are dealing with for sure. So I've been blessed to, as far as catering, yes, I've been out there a good bit, even during, actually I think my business really picked up during COVID. It got a whole lot better. I got more skilled at cooking during COVID. Like I was in the house more, all of us were, so it required everybody to be a little bit more domestic.
Right.
And I was just in the house buying up all the groceries I could and cooking everything I could.
And all the toilet paper. You was with them too, huh?
Listen, so it's all good, but no, I haven't done any like major events with this particular business. I haven't done that yet. I had a couple of bites from different companies and stuff like that, but I know all of us still kind of dealing with this COVID stuff.
Right.
Not letting many vendors come into their workplaces to do that,
Okay. So what is something that you've learned from starting this business? Since you have a storefront, it's different from the catering. Now you have a storefront and you're having to learn all these juicing. Like what have you learned? I mean, I know it's a lot, but what are the biggest things you've learned?
Biggest things, I'm gonna definitely say taxes. That's probably number one thing. Hospitality taxes, sales and use taxes, things that I was not aware of walking into business. And these are monthly taxes. And if you make a lot of money in business, you make a lot of money in business, pay more money. They get a certain percentage. I think the hospitality tax is like 2% of your earnings. I think I want to say the sales and use tax is maybe like 5%. I can't think of it off the top of my head, maybe 10%. But just different things that I wasn't aware of, hiring employees and why it's important to do background checks before you hire somebody. I learned that's probably some of my biggest lessons. And definitely, I'm going to say mixing business with personal, that's never a good thing. One of my early lessons that I learned, and, it's just something that I don't do, and just like I said, I honestly feel like COVID switched my mental to a completely different place, So my idea of business pre-COVID is completely different, than what it is now, and my purpose behind it is completely shifted, So I would definitely say those probably my biggest lessons, and, anytime I have to pay for it, whether it's going through those like hard parts of business alone, anytime you have to learn from those, it leaves a mark. Like I never want to make sure I put myself through that again.
Right.
Just a lot of things. There's so many things I really can talk to you all night about some of my lessons that I learned in this first, year and a half of business. But every time I felt falling down, I've gotten up and I brush myself off and I smile and I make a smoothie and I'm back to myself, and it definitely taught me how resilient I am. how strong I am, how strong I've always been. It's just a reminder. I've been through a lot in my life prior to being a business owner, and
Right.
if COVID is the worst thing that can happen to me as a business owner, then I'm all right. I know the good man gonna take care of me regardless. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
for sure.
What advice would you give to anyone wanting to get into this business in particular?
Well, I'm a backtrack real quick, and I'm gonna go back to your last question.
Okay.
I'm gonna say marketing, right?
Mm,
I did leave that out, right? So we think that being well known, or having a lot of followers, that's what keep your business alive. And I was wrong in that. You know what I'm saying? I was really wrong in that. Used to think that being young and being, black was a thing, and that people would just come support because it was something good and you had a good product.
right.
And I didn't realize how important it was to target every demographic, not just people that look like us.
Right.
So, if you want to stick around, now, if you just want a business that's just around 2-3 years, cool, But if you really want a business and you want to be around in 20 years, you got to target every demographic, every color.
Right.
And that's one of my lessons as well. So I'm going to definitely say to the people that are looking to get into business, make sure that marketing is included in your, like, a big
Planning.
part of your budget. Don't try to take the black owned thing, which is cool. I'm here for that too. I'm very proud, very, very black, but that's not going to keep your business alive in
Right.
a pandemic, and
Right.
that's one of my biggest lessons that I learned, is not to go off of that. People will say they're going to come, but I can't feed the family off of,
Right.
if
My homeboys
what I'm
and your
saying,
homegirl. Right.
and family and friends,
Right. Right.
So I'm gonna say that for sure. Make sure when you putting together a business plan and when you putting together a budget, outside of having a nice logo and a lot of shares and all that stuff on these social sites, make sure you include marketing and have a marketing plan, have a marketing strategist that's going to put that together for you. And, like, that's so important. I really wish I knew that early in the game.
Right.
You know, that's so important. So I'm gonna say to anybody out there, man, if you got a plan, put it on paper. You know, write down your plan if you hit it out the gate, and write down your plan if you fall on your face the first 3 months.
Right.
That's so important, because when we focus on feeling like we're going to be successful, in business, whatever type of business it is, you never really think about what if it don't happen like I want it to happen, or what if it don't happen when I want it to happen. So that's one of the things I definitely can say I learned. Just marketing your business the right way, and you know from the way I started things to the way things are now, I'm pleased, I'm proud, and I want to just make sure that everybody feels comfortable walking in my store.
Right.
And it all reflects when you change the way you brand your business and the way you promote your business, and just marketing, target audiences, in general. That's one of the things I honestly say probably was one of my top 3 lessons, was marketing. I really wish I knew that early in the game.
Well, thank you so much. Hopefully this advice will help someone else, not just in the business that you are in, but in other businesses as well. Because marketing, it is important. That's why I literally focus majority of what I do on marketing, because I have to reach my audience. It's not like someone can just come in and say, hey, I want to listen to your podcast. I have to let you know that I exist, that I'm here, or you don't. So that's really good. I really.
Nobody cares about how good your product is if they don't know where to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what it is, and definitely a big shout out to Naisha Dees. She's a very talented young lady here in Columbia. She has done all my graphics in my store. Erica Dawkins, she's done my websites, and she's gotten it down to the T. And Lachey Price. Those are 3 phenomenal women that I've had the chance to work with here, and they've helped me elevate my business. And I'm, definitely thankful for those. Definitely thankful for those 3 super women. They've helped me out a whole lot, and really kind of helped me reconstruct my business, and really put it out the right way, and
Right.
we're really doing really good, and I'm so thankful for those three young ladies.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. Now I am going to backtrack just a little bit because we're going to wrap up shortly here.
Okay.
Two things. One, I meant to ask you earlier, do you have any additives that you guys put in your drinks, like B12 boosters, anything like that? What do you have?
We do. I do have B12. I have energizers. I have maca root. I have spirulina. I have one smoothie in particular that is named after Nipsey Hussle. Shout out to RIP Nipsey. Um, and it's called the Marathon, and it's a blue smoothie that we
That's
have.
what everyone's been telling me about, the blue
Yeah,
one.
and
Hmm.
that's one of my top sellers. So it's done really good. From day one, it's been one of my top sellers. And I got a list of things. I got macaroon, I got moringa powder, I got fat burner, I got whey protein, I got plant-based protein, I got, you know, pretty much anything you can think of as far as just things to help you really boost your immune system. Um, I pretty much got all of those things, honestly speaking. Chia
Okay.
seeds, flax seeds. Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
So here's another question. So what's next? What can we expect to see from Groove Smoothie Juice Bar? What's next? Yeah, I got it.
I'm gonna say 2022. Looking to open a couple.
Okay,
God
not
willing,
okay.
God willing, God willing. 2022. I want to open 2 to 3 new locations throughout the South, and I really want to take that by storm. And I'm praying that we can get past this COVID cloud that's kind of lingering
Mm-hmm.
everybody's head. As far as the business owners, I really want to get past that. So I really can kind of focus on the next couple goals. One of the things I want to do is really tap into some of these HBCUs in the area,
Oh,
even
that'll be
local high schools, and just talk to kids about entrepreneurship and just giving them like a real life scenario. I,
right.
I went to college, right, and it was something that I didn't feel like was for me. I ended up
Right.
dropping out, and now I'm here, and it's just been a journey. It's been a real journey. So 2022 and 2023, I really want to push entrepreneurship and push just taking that risk. Like I want to push that a lot more, and I want to bring as many young people as I can on this journey with me. And one of my other goals outside of the Groove is definitely to step into the food truck industry.
No, that'll be good.
I got some things I'm working on, but I really kind of got some things that I feel like could reshape the food truck industry in the South. And I'm just hoping God helps me finish,
Listen.
ordering those steps in front of me, so
Right.
I can just walk in my purpose for sure.
Amen. You know what I was going to say? You made a very, very valid point. It actually was very much confirmation. I was going to save it for this saying for my next interview because that person actually was one of the people that inspired me to create my podcast. But, one of my good friends, Kevin Felder, with the Big Red Radio, he told me, Sierra, write a vision and make it plain. And it wasn't until, it's so simple. Sometimes we second guess ourselves. We don't feel like we're ready, but that first step is really just writing it down. That is really writing it down. And I'm a perfectionist, and I know I'm like, I want it to be this way. It has to be this way. It has to be specific. But you know what? Just writing it down,
Yep.
you're already beginning to manifest it. So I commend you, for even getting this far. This is amazing. It's amazing what you're doing. It's amazing what you have. It was amazing that you were inspired to pick up your pen and you use music as your inspiration. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so much power in a pad and a pen, and just having this much heart.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know what.
Faith of a chia seed, since you got
Right, I'm
chia. I'm
telling
being
you,
funny.
literally, chia seed, literally, and it's literally one of those things. It's like early COVID, when COVID hit us, and we a brand new business, man. It's like you can read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, and everything in the world related to business, but nobody tell you how to get through a pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That
And it's
wasn't in the cards. Nobody knew that. There's
it
nothing
was
in a
one.
book.
It was right, exactly, and that's one of those things that I literally had to tell myself. It's like, DJ, either you gonna do this, or you just gonna give it up. And every single time I thought about giving up, it was somebody new, not nobody that I knew already, but it was a new person that would walk into my life that put my foot in their hand and was like, "I got you." Every single time,
Amen. Well, that's awesome.
every single time I wanted to give up, it would always be somebody who would walk in here. Shout out to H-Dub, 103.9, you know, just people that's just purpose, you know, that's a part of your purpose. And I got a long list. Mr. Williams was a random guy that just walked in here and was like, what can I do to help your business? You know,
oh my goodness.
And a week later, I had a radio interview. I'm sorry, a radio commercial, you
Oh,
know.
wow.
And I remember walking in one Saturday morning and the line was wrapped around the door. And I say, you know,
Amen.
It's working, you know.
Amen.
I'm glad I'm listening and I'm glad I'm following and doing what I said I was going to do. You know? So, you know, anybody listening to the interview, man, just do it, you know. Don't do it without a plan, you know. Put a plan together, put an A scenario and put a B scenario in case it don't work out how you want it to work out. And that's really all you need, man. You know, and having a good support system is important. You know, man, look, don't mix business with personal. You know, if you can, it's a cliche statement,
right? But it's important for a reason. It's cliche for a reason.
But they tell us all the time, Mama tell us, don't touch that stove right there, and we go touch the stove anyway. And now now you done burnt your hand. You know, so it is one of those things where you just gotta listen and listen to people that have been where you're trying to go. Don't listen to people that are not a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Just only listen to people that are committed to helping you. And if somebody's going to critique your work, make sure they're helping you get to the next step and don't just listen to anybody, you know. So many lessons, but I'm thankful I'm here and I don't mind telling anybody, you know, anything that I can do to help any small business owner, man. Come sit down and talk to me. You know, anything I can educate you on, things that I failed at early in the game. And
that's important.
It's so important. But those taxes, you ain't ready to pay that money in them taxes. Listen, I promise you, because nobody told me any of that, you know. And well, you know, you got a bill, you know, that's really high, and it's like, how am I gonna pay this, you know? So it's like anytime those lessons come like that, I gotta tell people. I gotta get on this podcast. I gotta remind people, like, man, look, if you ain't ready to pay that extra money in them taxes, you know, make sure you hire a CPA early in the game so you can eliminate that. You know, I thought that I didn't need that. You know, I thought I knew it all, but I was wrong, and I paid for it. You know, so
you had to pay the price for real.
Definitely, literally. You know, so I'm still thankful and I'm blessed that I'm here to talk about it. You know. If you're going to do it, just do it, you know, and, you know, if you qualify for any of those grants, you know, PPP loans, whatever it is, man, apply for it. You know, and like I said, you know, every time I wanted just to stop what I was doing and just like, man, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing this. And somebody would be like, get up, pull me by my shirt. And you got it, DJ, what you need me to do. And every single day, you know, after that, those moments started happening, things got a little bit easier. It's still hard, but it got a little bit easier, you know. And, you know, I'm very thankful for everybody that's come into my life that has been, you know, pivotal in my growth as a business owner, as a man, you know, as a father as well, you know. And I'm very thankful, and I'm, you know, thankful, awesome. Grateful.
And you know what, Darius, thank you so much for joining me today. And I thank you so much for all of this wonderful information, very, very useful information. I'm pretty sure that someone who's watching right now is going to be eternally grateful for the jewels you have just dropped. Absolutely. And if you're just tuning in, be sure that you stop by the Groove Smoothie Juice Bar. Make sure that you stop. It's near Grounds Ferry Road, right in front of, it's the plaza right in front of the Walmart there. And Darius, thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good one. Thank you for having me. If I could ever do anything, feel free to reach out to me. We look forward to it.
All right, guys, that was Darius Johnson. He's the owner of the Groove Smoothie Juice Bar. Boom, got it. Another thank you to him. And guys, you can check out his Instagram. Marketing, again, like he said, is very, very important. So make sure you go check him out on Instagram. That is the Groove Smoothie Juice Bar. Boom. You can also check out the GrooveSmoothieJuiceBar.com, that website. You can check out some of the flavors there. But I mean, nothing is better than being in person. I have mentioned this before. My timing is not always the greatest when it comes to getting there. So I'm going to get there. I'm actually going to make I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm going to be there. Well, of course, when this airs Saturday, tomorrow will be Sunday. So I will be there before then. All right. Awesome. So again, thank you, Darius Johnson, again, for joining me. And all that information is right there. So guys, be sure you can also check me out on social media as well. That's Sierra Artemis TV on Facebook, Sierra Artemis on YouTube. Those are the two ways that you can tune in to CTV. Also, make sure you share this video with your family and friends. A lot of great information here. A lot of jewels that have been dropped by. He doesn't know that I caught it, but he refers to himself as DJ a lot. So I'm gonna call him DJ. You don't even know it. And of course, this information will be on my website, thesierraartemis.com. There you can also check out past episodes and upcoming episodes. And you can also see some of my previous work there, guys. Again, I want to remind you, and I'm going to actually make this my how I end, guys. I want you guys to write a vision and make it plain. It is the first step, and it's in the good book, y'all. Be sure to tune in to CTV next Saturday at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining me.